a chance to go stop and get no motherfucking no raps or nothing.
Oh man, you should have told me, man. We could have waited a little bit before you get right.
I would want to stop the ground.
All right, welcome back to PoPolitickin.com, your home for self-help meets hip-hop. Right now we're live on YouTube. Well, make sure you check me out on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon. 1212. I'm in place to be with H1 the Hook. How you doing, bro?
What's going on, bro? How you doing, baby?
I'm great, man. So when I hear that name, man, I was like, I ain't even know. Yeah, I found it out, but when I first heard it, I was like, he probably be singing the hooks or something. I was thinking that. And it seems like I'm right. So you know that right.
No, you on point.
I remember back in the day, I don't know how old school you is, but you remember Joe Hooker?
Joe Hooker? Yeah, I heard of Joe Hooker.
He was cold, then of course Nate Dogg.
Yeah, no doubt. Nate Dogg, one of my inspirations. That's one of my idols right there when it comes to the hooks.
I'm saying, so why is the hook? If people don't know, why is the hook important?
I mean, to me, the hook. What the hook is the hook. Besides the beat, the hook is the most important part of the song, because at the end of the day, it's like if you got a solid hook, you really could. Actually your verses, whatever you saying lyrically, your verses really ain't got to be about shit, because majority of people come and waiting. They waiting on the hook to come back on. If it's catchy, you gonna automatically catch their ears with the hook automatically.
So how you come up with a good hook?
Sometimes it's just about substance, or whatever comes to my mind. I usually kind of try to, depends on what type of vibe I'm in. I dig from there, or sometimes I get inspired from like older music. Take like a Marvin Gaye joint, for example. I take that joint. I take something out of that Marvin Gaye said and then remake it in my own way, but I might use his melody how he used it. You know what I'm saying? Because with hooks, when you writing a hook, like where we at music right now, it's like the people identify music and sonics, you know what I'm saying, before they even like the song, they understand where they hear it from. They're like, okay, I heard that somewhere, but I don't remember where I heard it from. But really, it's like, oh yeah, that was a double SWV made that song 15, 20 years ago, but I'm giving it to you right now, but you won't even know because I'm masquerading it with a whole different kind of lyrical content and everything.
So what did H1 mean?
I grew up playing basketball when I was a kid. They used to call me Handles.
Okay, so you was an N1 baby?
Yeah, I was a fool with the basketball. So that's what I came from. It stemmed from that. My basketball coach back in the day. Shout out to Mr. Steve.
But I said, was you an N1 baby?
Oh, most definitely. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. We had. I'm from Milwaukee. We had the real Skip to my Lou. We had Ray Foster, so it was like the N1. What the hell N1 thing? Like that was big. You know what I'm saying, around that time when I was playing. So
okay.
Yeah.
So how
that's what that.
You say you from Milwaukee?
Yeah.
You a Bucks fan?
No doubt. Fear the dead, baby. You already know that.
Old school Bucks, not because they just won, but
yeah, man, I've been riding with the Bucks since we had Glenn Robinson, big dog, and Tim Thomas, and Ray Allen when he got drafted to the Bucks. Right. So I've been the Bucks fan that long, probably a little before that. My pops was a big Bucks fan. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, so me and my brothers kind of like adopted that through him. You know what I'm saying? Like he was around when they had when the Kareems and shit was playing for the Bucks and all of that. So
yeah, they had that one dude. They had some good power forwards, but it was like white. I forgot their damn name, but they had some good white power forwards back in the day.
Yeah.
Well, I would say, so how did you get involved with talk about your background a little bit? Let us know how you got involved with music.
So, like I said, I started with the basketball at first, and then my mom was a choir director, bro. So she used to drag us to church on Sundays or drag us during choir rehearsals or whatever, make us sit in the front row and chill while she doing her rehearsals or whatever. And it was like, we always had like a musical, like a background in the family. We like sit around, sing. Everybody like, you know what I'm saying? Like majority of my brothers and sisters can sing, like all of them. It's like some Jackson 5 type shit. But, you know, my mom is still from my mom's though. Like my mom's really got the pipes. So she really like introduced us to the music side of it. And then I took that, you know what I'm saying, and my dad, he was like a local, you know what I'm saying, MC when he was coming up. So he was doing shit with like Digital Underground and De La Soul and, you know what I'm saying, hitting venues and shit with them like in the early 80s and shit, in the early 90s. So he was doing that or whatever. But, you know what I'm saying, I can remember him doing gigs and shit, but, you know, they was doing live bands. They wasn't doing like MCs go up there with a bass player and you know what I'm saying, and drummers and saxophone players and shit like that. So I always grew a love for music during, you know what I'm saying, watching the real, you know what I'm saying, performers and going to concerts when I was younger or whatever. Then when I really kind of fell into it, because I was in love with basketball, so I just was like, fuck it, I want to, you know what I'm saying, once you get older, you know what I'm saying, you want to try other stuff. And I always knew I had it. Everybody used to be like, man, you should try music, because you talented at music. You know what I mean? But I really kind of never wanted to do it. But my best friend, Al B, he was one of the best motherfucking lyricists motherfuckers I knew. He died right before, like he the one begged me to go to the studio and make my first song. I had a song called Who Am I? I was on the hook of his song. And he begged me to come in there and do it, and I didn't want to do it. And he died maybe about a couple years later. That was my first song I ever did. And I just felt like I wanted to carry his torch and his passion for the music because that was my best friend. And lo and behold, it just became a career after that.
So did you have any like musical influences?
Oh yeah, definitely. Being from Milwaukee, shit, you know what I'm saying? We had Cuckoo Kyle. He was like the biggest
project.
Yeah, like we came up in that era where, you know, I'm from the projects. And the ironic part about the whole situation is like
different for you, huh?
Yeah, I'm from the projects. But what's crazy is Cuckoo was representing on the song. He was talking about my projects, like my actual projects that I stayed in. So it was like, with that being one of my like my local idols coming up and seeing that whole movement, he was from Milwaukee, so it was like it was translating. You know what I'm saying? That was like a big step for Milwaukee music because he went #1 in New York. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we got a motherfucker, Midwest cat that's going #1 in New York over New York motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? So with New York being like the mecca of hip hop or whatever, and at that time it was like you got a lot of hard hitting, you know what I'm saying, rappers and MCs in the game at that time. So it's like for him to did that was like an inspiration for the city.
Yeah, it was everybody was out back then and he still had a good hit. So yeah.
Yeah. And then it's crazy because the same label, one of the same people that was working with him was his role manager is the label I'm a part of right now.
Did you watch the documentary he had?
Yeah, I actually did. Yeah, my marketing, my person who do all my marketing and PR, he was the director of the movie.
Who?
My guy KB. Huh?
Oh, I thought you talking about Sloan.
No, Sloan my boy. But you know KB, if you watch the documentary, it's a cat on there named KB Burrell.
Yeah.
He was like one of the executive producers of the whole situation. So yeah, Sloan my dude though. Sloan, you know what I'm saying? He been working hard too through the Milwaukee, making movies or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
So what if nobody ever been to Milwaukee? What should they know about Milwaukee?
And Milwaukee dangerous, boss. Milwaukee is quiet as kept. Milwaukee is like when you think of Milwaukee is a mixing pot between Detroit and Chicago, and you know what I'm saying? Like we got that all mixed together. That vibe is like, because you know, predominantly Wisconsin, Milwaukee is just a city inside Wisconsin. Wisconsin is like predominantly like a white state. but you know what I'm saying? Like all the black people like Jana to like Milwaukee and Racine and Kenosha. You know what I'm saying? A little sprinkled in Madison, but like where the pit of the where everything go down there is Milwaukee. We like the biggest city, so you know what I'm saying. Like for the most part, it's a nice city to grow up in because it's a lot of things for kids and you know what I'm saying for like people to grow up when you're trying to experience shit like you know what I'm saying because it's so small of a city. Really, it's like you know what I'm saying everybody know everybody, so it's like a family type of environment, but it's dangerous out here though. You know what I'm saying? You got the same shit that go on in the big cities, the robbing, the killing, the you know what I'm saying, the drug dealing and everything like that. But it's just about what type of motherfucking crowd you want to catch up with and what you're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? Like it's opportunities out here, but you know what I'm saying? It's starting to get bigger now. Like with the music scene, we didn't really have a music market like that. But now our music market's starting to grow. You know what I'm saying? With the Bucks being popular, how they popping, you know what I'm saying? It's bringing more shit to the city. You know what I'm saying? So it's love out here though.
I was gonna say I remember like I'm from Mississippi and I remember back in the day like I had some friends and they had family that lived in Racine, like you were saying. So it's a lot of people from the South I know be going up there.
Yeah, I'm from Kosciuszko, Mississippi, man.
See? Why is that? Like what make us go over there? Well, that must be on part of the Underground Railroad or some shit. It had to be. Like it's so many like Chicago, Wisconsin, it's always shit like that. You don't hear like Mississippi didn't go to New York. They always go to Chicago, Wisconsin.
Yeah, that's crazy. And that's true though.
Missouri. Yeah, that's crazy. I wonder why we gotta figure out why is that.
Yeah, get to the bottom of that.
So what would you want the people to know about you?
Basically like I'm here. Like I feel like I'm stepping into my own right now. Previously before I started trying to do this really right now, this is my first time actually trying to do something independently, like saying like as far as a solo artist. You know what I'm saying? I was a part of a couple groups or whatever, shit like that, and part of a couple situations. I was like, I used to be signed to Heads Music, which is an indie label founded by Wyclef John. So I used to do some writing. I used to be with Wyclef John doing writing, and I also featured him on his album Carnival 3, one of his comeback album actually. From when because he had did a hiatus, he had went to try to be like the Haitian president or whatever. Sat back for a while, and a producer I was working with, he ended up catching a situation shooting some beats to Wyclef and shit like that. And he like when I told my producer, I said, "Bro, put some of my hooks over there when you send them." You know what I'm saying? Put some hooks on there. He shot them over there to him. Wyclef loved the hook, and then shit, he flew us out to New York. And he told me in the interview, and he told us he had invited us out to his crib, big ass mansion and shit in New Jersey. It was Super Bowl Sunday. I remember it like it was yesterday. And shit, he had the Haitian president in that motherfucker, Sweet Mickey, and his whole family, and we eating all this Haitian food and shit like that. Yeah. And he just busted news down on me like, man, listen, bro, like I'm gonna keep you on the song. You sound like a real Zoe. You know what I'm saying? So me knowing what the Zoe mean, like, you know, he from Haiti, and you know what I'm saying? That's where the whole Zoe thing come from Haiti or whatever. But he like, man, I'm gonna keep you on there. And I started doing some writing and shit with him and for Hulu and Netflix and placement records and writing for other artists and shit under his umbrella. Like I wrote for Amari Hardwick from the Star Power Ghost. Wrote some shit for him. Wrote some jingles and shit for Steve Harvey Morning Show. Wrote a bunch of shit up under the umbrella of Wyclef, but he an awesome dude. I went on tour with him for a couple of years, doing some opening act shit. I actually did a tribute to Queen Latifah at VH1 Say the Music 20 with him. You know what I'm saying? And that was one of the most unbelievable experiences of my life. You know what I'm saying? Like coming from where I come from, like we in New York on a big stage, you know what I'm saying? I'm performing for an idol, you know what I'm saying? One of the people I looked up to growing up, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it was a tribute to her, so I did a tribute song, one of her songs, remade it, and shit, I blew her mind. But I was like that, doing that for so long, like with the writing, I just kind of steered more towards that, because that was Wyclef whole thing, like, make the money, make room, write for other people, and make the money, make room for your own career.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, basically, like, write these records because you're able to. You know what I'm saying? And then stack the bread and make sure and use your relationships you learned that you make it through the writing and the money that you're making off the writing to push your own career. You know what I'm saying? So I'm still good friends with Wyclef. You know what I'm saying? Like, we chat every now and then on Instagram or whatever, or through social media, or I call him or whatever. But for the most part, like, he always gonna be there for, like, you know what I'm saying, support, or like a big bro type situation when I need him. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no, you know what I'm saying, wasn't no bad breakups or no shit like that. I just felt I wanted to do my own shit. So now I'm doing my own, stepping into my own, you know what I'm saying? And it's the first time really I did my own, you know what I'm saying, as a solo artist. So I dropped my first single, Dog Food. Like I said, I had kind of did the old Stevie Wonder, the All I Do Stevie Wonder. I kind of like remixed that. The all I do is think about you. I use that same, but I kind of remixed this. All I do is like that dog food. So I just kind of flipped it. You know what I'm saying? And it was a hit. It's a big success. Everybody love it.
What is dog food?
See, dog food. Oh, that's drugs. We talking about the drugs, you know what I'm saying? Like, right here, like Milwaukee, Detroit, Chicago, like up here, they call drugs, heroin, and all that type of shit dog food. Like, but so you know what I'm saying? All I do is slang the dog food. So it's kind of like a champ for like the drug dealer type shit, like that.
Kind of like Mary Jane.
Yeah, that type of shit. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I masqueraded it so cold because through my video, I want to hold it away. If you were watching my video that I shot for it, I kind of made it seem like the police, like it was a officer following me through the whole video. So I'm going through the video, and then at the end of the video, when he busts me down, try to arrest me, he opened the bag, and this real dog food come out the bag. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? I still kept it friendly for, like, you know what I'm saying, content-wise, for like if it was a 12-year-old watching some shit like that, I ain't put no guns and no shit like that in the video. Cause I don't think artists should do that. But I mean, to each his own. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's like I tried to keep that, you know what I'm saying, as commercial as I could by sending the message. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the type of life we live. You know what I'm saying? That's what we living in. That's the age we live in. You know what I'm saying? I just make music for the people, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I was gonna ask you that. So what do you think about the you know, just where hip hop is at right now, where you think it's going in the next 5-10 years?
To me, hip hop right now is in a spot where I feel like you got solid rap, you got solid artists, you know what I'm saying? But it's so everything is driven so independently through the independence. Everybody having ownership of their own masters and control of their own destiny. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so much of a open market for independence, and there's so much help for independence now where it wasn't such. You know what I'm saying? That you can have a 12-year-old that can blow up tomorrow, or you know what I'm saying, a person who a 40-year-old can reinvent itself and go back and, you know what I'm saying? Because you hearing this music don't identify with, if you don't have a visual with a motherfucker and you hear a song, you gonna like the song before you know who the song person is singing it. So a 40-year-old right now can get up there and make a song right now and put it on TikTok and kids will love it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like music right now is just like, I ain't gonna say it's kind of like, to a certain extent, it's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? It's like kind of watered down, but not too much. It's just, you don't have to put as much as a grind in like a Lil Wayne did, or you know what I'm saying? Because you actually really have to have the lyrical content behind you. You have to really actually have that major label bagging you and that engine. You don't have to have that shit now. You can just go out there and be just you. You know what I'm saying? Which is cool, but it's making the game more saturated with smoke and mirrors and bullshit, and people just microwavable. Like they like it's always a new person, and they never know. Like you don't get a run no more. You know what I'm saying? If you do get a run, majority of the time it'll be you got some type of major bagging because they keep you on the platform. They keep you there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or they keep you, you know what I'm saying, financially set up to make more money. Or, you know what I'm saying? And sustain you while you're not making the money. Because that's the only thing that kill independence is either they don't got the money to get it, or when they do make the money, they go right away, go buy chains, cars, shit like that, and they back to square one. You know what I'm saying? But whereas a record label gonna make sure I'm gonna put you on this tour, and we're gonna work this 15 city tour, and then when you come off this tour, you're gonna do another press run. We're gonna start your new album. We're gonna get you some endorsements, like you know what I'm saying?
Accountable, yeah.
You know they're gonna because they're responsible for you. So they're gonna make sure that they is how you sitting over there not doing shit, not making no money. But if you're independent, you in control of your own situation. So you're allowed to sit back, but then you might have had a hit. But now your fire might burn out. With the record, if you got a big engine behind, they're gonna put you right back there. See, with independent, you gotta start the grind all the way over again. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's just like I feel like the music industry is in a good spot, but it's kind of like a watered down spot a little bit. But I feel like it's some amazing artists. You know what I'm saying? And because I'm a fan of like real music, I'm a fan of like real people with real content. You know what I'm saying? Not just me listening to a beat because Take Key did that motherfucker, or you know what I'm saying? And I know Take Key or Mustard did the motherfucking beat, and I know Mustard ain't gonna miss. You know what I'm saying? So I'm listening. I'm not, and it's just this new nigga on this beat. No, I want to really hear the whole complete version of the song. I want to really hear if a motherfucker really put, you know what I'm saying, some blood, sweat, and tears behind their lyrical content. You know what I'm saying? Telling their truth, telling their story. You know what I'm saying? When I can rock with it like that, then I jam with it. You know what I'm saying?
So who you be listening to like that?
Like right now, I'm always been a fan of like lyrical content. So like Meek Mill is one of my favorites right now. I like when Lil Durk going with his shit. You know what I'm saying? Lil Baby, he got his shit together. You know what I'm saying? Joe Gotti just dropped his new album and just blew my shit back. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he's still able to keep up. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes you gotta keep up and, you know what I'm saying, roll with the punches and transcend with the time. I feel like he did that without forcing it.
You want to so crazy about Yo Gotti? Man, I interviewed Yo Gotti like in 2010, and I used to be in his message board. So I remember like 2010, and I was sent it out, and I was telling everybody like, man, Yo Gotti, like he was already gone like about 8-10 years before that. So I was like, man, Yo Gotti up next, man. They wouldn't listen to me, man. So
but you know what? I said the same thing because I remember my couple of my guys I went to school with, they ended up moving to going to TSU college at TSU. And we used to go down there for the homecomings and shit. They used to be playing that shit. I used to be like, man, who the fuck is this? I'm like,
Lord.
And it's banging. And I'm like, okay, you know what I'm saying? But once he started getting his shit together, like, you know what I'm saying? Like with the South is like so much support. You know what I'm saying? With the South, with the music pushing the South, so much support. Like where we at in the Midwest, like where I'm at in Milwaukee, or like in the East Coast, because I stayed in New York, you know what I'm saying, with Wyclef. So it's like kill or be killed in that motherfucker. Like when you on the East Coast, it's that market so big. It's like you got to be really like with a bag behind your shit. You got to really, and because they don't they all about self out there. You know what I'm saying? Like it's everybody is looking for the next wave to get on. Like ain't really no support like that. You know what I'm saying? You go down to Texas, or you go to Atlanta, or you go to Miami, or you go to Alabama, or you go down, you know what I'm saying, like in the Mississippi, you know what I'm saying, you see the support, you know what I'm saying, from the people. Like, you know what I'm saying, even if a motherfucker in a motherfucking a sugar shack down in the sticks, is that motherfucker gonna be pumping. They like that's why I did a lot of shows. Like my demographic, my music, all the people, that's why I'm gonna make sure I hit the South, because it's always love there.
I gotta shout out my hood, man. Like where I'm from, it's a famous street. It's called Catfish Alley. And it used to be like a little juke joint. Have serve catfish. Yeah. Everybody went through that bitch. Like I'm talking about everybody like back through the day, like James Brown, Sam Cooke,
right?
All them motherfuckers back in the day. Yeah. So yeah, man. Shit, that's the real shit right there.
Hell yeah, you gotta go to the roots, because that's where it come from. That's where we get all the shit from. Shit. We from the South. Ain't no way around it. So, you know what I'm saying? Like when we go to our southern roots, we get down there, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I draw inspiration when I go down south, like cause you see it, you know what I'm saying? You got the good sun, you got the good weather, you know what I'm saying? Where I'm from, shit, it just snowed damn near 2-3 inches today, you know what I'm saying? So
I was asking you about that. I was like, that's why I probably wouldn't like it out there. I don't like no snow.
Man, yeah, if you don't like no snow, you don't want to be out here. But I mean, it's been kind of cool this year. Like this winter season, it's been kind of cool. It ain't been really. We ain't had no big dump of snow yet. But my idea of snow and your idea of snow might be different, because you don't fuck with snow. But right. You know what I'm saying? Like for a motherfucker who live in Chicago or live in Minneapolis, Minnesota, they gonna be like, oh, that little ass snow. Like that ain't shit. Or the weather. Period. Like. We get cold weather like a motherfucker up here.
Let me tell you what it is out here right now. So right now it's 45. No, it's 57.
57?
Yeah.
Damn. About 20-something degrees here right now. It's about 20-something degrees here right now.
Yeah, I can't deal with no snow, man. I got screws and shit. That shit hurt when it's cold.
I feel you, bro.
So what you working on? What you got coming out right now?
Well, recently, maybe like a week ago, I just dropped my new single featuring T-Rail called Real Ones. T-Rail, I kind of got put up on T-Rail through, you know what I'm saying, listening to Mo3. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mo3, you know what I'm saying? I kind of jam with Mo3 like when
hard.
Yeah, you know, a lot of people compare me to him, you know what I'm saying? But he had just got out of jail. He coming to the, you know what I'm saying? He just was coming into being an artist or whatever. But I knew like for years, like maybe, you know what I'm saying, years and years before that, I had already kind of like adopted that type of style. So it's like when people was comparing me to him because he ended up getting a, you know what I'm saying, getting a little nod before me, it's like I used to be like, damn. So but me personally, I'm a fan of music, man. And you know what I'm saying, with me, it's like I take inspiration from, you know what I'm saying, from good music and people who really call at what they do, or just, you know what I'm saying, or really got that shit. You know what I'm saying? So like I don't get mad when I get compared to other motherfuckers. Like motherfuckers get mad when like, man, I ain't Ride Wave, or I ain't trying to be Mo3, or I ain't trying to be. I mean, like you get put in that, you gonna get put in that. It's a stigma behind like singing artists. You know what I'm saying? When an artist can sing and rap, or that rap sing, or giving them that melodic feel or whatever, they all get put in the same hole. And with us being bigger niggas, you know what I'm saying? Me and Ride Wave and Mo3 and Derez the Shine and all, like us being that type of big niggas, so we all getting put in the same box. You know what I'm saying? But I don't mind that though. Like I rock shows with Derez the Shine, like, you know what I'm saying? And it came here and we did a big show together here in Milwaukee, me and Derez, you know what I'm saying?
I hear you naming all the new school cats, man, but what you think about Heavy D though?
Hey, I was raised on Heavy D, man. The Fat Boys. The Fat Boys of Heavy D.
Heavy D, he laid the foundation. And he was sitting there dancing. He was dancing.
Man, listen. Hey, when he used to be like diddly, that motherfucker was gone. That was my boy. You know what I'm saying? But Yeah, like, but it's just that you got to think about that even with him. You know what I'm saying? Even with Heavy D back in the day, I'm pretty sure when he was singing, they was putting him in the conversation with Luther when Luther was big. You know what I'm saying? Trying to put him in the same loop as Luther. So it's like
who else would they have? They had Chuck Rock. So
Chuck Rock. Yeah, they put the fat niggas together with the fat niggas, boy. You know how that shit goes. So you know what I'm saying? But I embrace that shit though. But like I just dropped a single with T-Rail. We shot a visual in Miami. The song called Real. We shot the visual in Miami with Safe House Productions. This chick named Alexa G. She one of the dopest camera videographers in the game right now. You know what I'm saying? So if you got some time, check her visuals out. But we shot the video in Miami, and I actually went out to Oklahoma and recorded the song with him out there with T-Rail. But I'd never been to Oklahoma, dog, and this was one of the craziest experiences of my life. Because he was telling me, we in the studio, and he telling me, bro, like, they still go by the old racist laws down here. Like, they still got nooses hanging in trees and shit like that, like, in front of a church, boss. We ride past the shit. I'm like, I couldn't believe it. Like, is that a fucking noose hanging in a tree in front of a church?
That's crazy. That's 1960s.
Man, listen. So, you know, shout out to El Cutter, big producer down there. He worked with Mo3, Boosie. You know what I'm saying? He worked with all them boys down there. So he just was like, bro, like, I've been here for years. He said, dog, you just got to know how to move. But he's like, racism real as hell out here. Like, man, they'd lock your ass away for a blunt of weed and throw your ass away out here for 12 months for a blunt of weed, 2-3 years for a couple grams of weed down here. He said they don't play. But he said, but if you know how to stay in your little jurisdiction and don't go outside of your boundaries, then you straight. You know what I'm saying? But I never experienced that. Because, you know what I'm saying, where I'm from, like, they let you know, like, they let you know they racist down south. Right. But Milwaukee, they masquerade, they cover it up. You'll never know. You know what I'm saying? So, unless you really know. But, yeah, it was a cool experience. Going out there recording with him, though.
I would say, what's the weed laws out there in Milwaukee?
Milwaukee, shit, we close. We about to pass. We about to pass to do the weed laws right now. We've been going back and forth with. Man, we like one of the last states, dog, and what's so crazy, Chicago. No, like Chicago right there, and I don't know how they do this. They right next door to us, but it's just like everywhere around us. Detroit, everywhere around us got the weed laws already. So we like the last one, but you know this is a motherfucking a Republican driven motherfucking, you know what I'm saying, hungry ass state. They want to make sure they hand all the way in that shit. So
yeah, I would say what's they drug out there then? What they drug they do out there then? Since they
Milwaukee?
Yeah.
Shit, motherfuckers doing every drug like you do it, like a motherfucker do down south. Shit, motherfuckers Mollies and perks and motherfucking everything. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, it's a lot of white people up here. So it's a big opiate shit up here. You know what I'm saying? You got the pills and the heroin and the motherfucking and all that abusing motherfucking prescription drugs like a motherfucker up here. But yeah, it's cool.
Man,
but yeah, I just dropped that sick.
I'm trying to grow my hair, man. You gotta give me some hair growing tips. Like, you got the long hair over there.
I don't know how I'm holding on, bro. I don't know. Like, and I don't know, man. I had hair when I was a kid. Cut it off, and I used to keep low haircuts and little frows and shit like that, little fillies and little boxes and shit. But I mean, I just started growing this in the last couple of years. So I just got tired of getting haircuts, bro.
You put nothing in it? What you put in it?
Right now I'm using some. My sister, actually, my beautician, she started off with. She right here in this room right now. I want to put her on blast, but she got some chemicals right here. So
I need some shit for real, man. Cause I want to grow some dreads, but my shit got like the little George Jefferson in the front. So I got the baby don't be bald. I got the basketball super gross. I'm trying to get it.
Man, you know what? Man, you need to take some what the lady said back in the day. Take you some eggs, put in a bowl, beat it. Put some eggs in there. For real, bro. It's gonna get the protein back. Put the protein back in your follicles.
All right. Don't have me looking crazy, man. You for real?
No, Google it. I mean, YouTube or something.
Hey,
it's gonna bring like it's really what it is once the hair follicles get, you know what I'm saying, become like dead, like it's like they need the vitamins back again. They just really need the vitamins. You gotta put the vitamins back in your shit, boss.
I saw a nigga go all the way to Turkey and spend he spent 4 G's on getting 3,000 hair follicles, but they had to get it from the back of his head and put it all in the front. I was like, hell no. His whole head was just red. It was just red from all that shit. I was like, man.
You need to get you do like LeBron James do, my nigga. Just paint that shit on every motherfucking month and keep it going.
I ain't doing all that. I was like, damn, they got me in doing it. I was like, man, you gotta I'm gonna try to get this shit going, but at the end of the day, man, I'm just gonna rock what I got. I ain't gonna
real talk.
How long you say you was going in so far?
2. Well, I've been going for like what? Maybe 2.5, 2 years. Okay. I should come off for 2 years though.
Yeah, I'm saying it looked like you was going longer than 2 years. That's what I was asking.
Yeah, like 2 years, dog. A little over 2 years. Maybe like a 2 years, 2.5 years, maybe. Like a little around there.
So what else you like? What you like to do outside of music?
Travel, you know what I'm saying? Big with sports, so I love sports still to this day. So I like to catch games and shit like that. You know, my family, we like family oriented, so you know what I'm saying, we like to sit around with funny and get on each other's ass and talk shit, you know what I'm saying? So big family person, so kids and my brothers and sisters love to be around them when I got time. But you know what I'm saying, for the most part, just traveling, man, and seeing what the world got to offer. You know what I'm saying? Being around some positive vibes and shit like that, bro. Like some inspiration. You know what I'm saying? Because once we do what we do outside of what we got to do, you still got to come back to go do what you got to do. So you got to always keep the iron sharp, bro. You know what I mean? So I always just when I'm on my downtime, make sure I'm doing some shit to keep me inspired. So when I go back to working, you know what I'm saying, I'm right there. You know what I mean? Trying to stay on top of my game, bro.
You a Packers fan?
Hey, diehard Packer fan. You know what I'm saying? But you know, with Green Bay ain't in Milwaukee, so it's like I'm from Milwaukee. Green Bay at the top of Wisconsin. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So we adopted Green Bay as our team, but really Green Bay our team. But the Bucks, that's Milwaukee Bucks. That's our shit. The Milwaukee Brewers, that's our shit. But you know, Milwaukee people, we adopted the Green Bay as our team because it's inside our state. But for the most part, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've been a Packer fan all my life. Everybody Packer fan. You got motherfuckers falling over, crying, falling out, breaking TVs, all type of shit around this motherfucker for the Packers.
I bought like a share of the Packers.
For real?
Yeah, I didn't know you could do that shit.
You can. Lambeau, it's owned by the people.
Yeah, that's why I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna buy it. I was like,
the Packers owned by the people. Like, even with Lambeau Field, it's owned by the people.
Yeah, I was like, if I'm gonna cheer for a team, I'd rather cheer for some shit like that. Random ass team.
Real talk.
And my man, I don't know how you keep track with him now.
Yeah.
Man, he got hurt this year, but the dude his name Colin Hill.
Yeah.
I played with his dad.
For real?
Yeah. He played running back though, but he was kick return. He got hurt playing kick return this year.
Oh, that's what's
up. He played Mississippi State. His name Colin Hill, but he was like the third string running back this year, but he got hurt. But I played with his dad.
No, I liked him coming out. He was yeah, he slick. But yeah, I mean, like he gonna come back. I don't think we're gonna cut him. He gonna come back. He got some potential.
Yeah, I would say you saw how that shit was crazy. I don't know if you saw how he got hurt. That shit was crazy how that dude came in. I was like, what the fuck wrong with that dude running in like that? I know that dude probably got hurt worse than Colin got hurt because he like just dove in wild and fucked his neck up.
Man, that's how that shit be with football, bro. Like that shit be like that. You know, so I played when I was younger, but once you know what I'm saying, like once I started, you know what I'm saying, like I went to motherfucking high school trials. I was playing, you know, the Pop Warner shit, the kiddie shit. Once I started seeing that motherfucker when I got into high school, and I go to a big. We a big football state. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're being the bad. We got the roots with the badges and shit like that. And my man, he was one of the fastest motherfuckers in this motherfucker, and he had ended up going to play for the Vikings. Bennett.
Michael Bennett?
Michael Bennett.
Yeah.
I went to high school with Michael Bennett. He was the Tech, but when I first got there, he was like, he had just graduated a year before I got there. But he was like, the high school I went to the Tech high school, like all the best football players stem from the high school. But I played ball. But I went to try out the freshman year for football because I knew I could play. Man, I was seeing how them hard them boys hit that motherfucker. I said, fuck that. I knew, fuck that shit. That was hitting hard.
I'm saying, so what advice would you give to like a new artist trying to get in the game?
Be original. Shit, that's the biggest key. You know what I'm saying? Because right now, like I said, like when we're in the game, it's like it's so disposable because it's so much independent shit. Like you got to stand out from everybody else. So be original, most importantly. You know what I'm saying? And business wise, make sure that you always, you know what I'm saying, stay ahead of that curve with this shit because with being independent, it's so much new shit popping up. So many different ways, streaming platforms and ways to get money. You know what I'm saying? And you got to kind of stay ahead of the curve because you know what I'm saying. You got all this, you got all these platforms, dog, that will expose you. But you know what I'm saying. You want to be ahead of the curve to jump on the next big wave of things so you can make the money. Like they do them with them NFTs and all that shit like that. Like all that shit new for an older artist in the game. They like, man, what the fuck is this shit? But you know what I'm saying. Like you coming in now, the independents knowing this little new shit. They knowing it before they even get there. You know what I mean? So it's like stay ahead of the curve, know all the new shit, the new shit that's going on to get the revenue, the streaming, all the streaming. You know what I'm saying? And so you be able to go expose yourself to, you know what I'm saying, and go viral and get the numbers and the followers. You know what I mean? Because I have followers for the longest. I just now got verified on Instagram with a blue check. And I've been fighting for that motherfucker to try to get that motherfucker for years. So it's just like, you know what I'm saying? When it come, but it's like now, you know what I'm saying? You got to really kind of be sharp, you know what I'm saying, if you're going to stay independent. But if you sign a label like I did, I would always suggest a person put some type of real financial backing behind themselves. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's an investor, if it's not a record label, it need to be an investor or somebody who believe in you, or you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. Y'all do some type of motherfucking distribution deal or partnership or whatever, because in order to stay in, because you can get in there, but in order to stay in there, you're gonna have that bag, you gotta have that engine, bro. You gotta have that them people that's gonna take you to that next level. You know what I'm saying? But always protect yourself and try to always keep control of your masters and all of that type of shit. But and another thing I do want to say about independent artists coming in, or like a new artist coming in, make sure that you research your history and what you're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? That's important, bro. You got motherfuckers like a rich homie Quan go on the stage and kill himself because he don't know a Biggie Smalls verse.
Oh yeah.
So he murdered his career.
In the same sense, huh?
Exactly, he murdered his career, bro. Like, so research and understand the game, because right now where it's like some OGs versus young motherfuckers type shit, and it shouldn't be like that, because at the end of the day, it's like music don't got no date and no time on it. Yeah. It's just good music, and you should always know. I ain't gonna say you have to make them your idols, but you should always be aware when you come in a fucking interview and a motherfucker like how you just said. Now, what you think about Heavy D? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
I know about Heavy D because I took the time to understand and know about music. You know what I'm saying? If this is what you want to be in, don't just do this shit for a hobby. If you really want to be in this shit, take this shit serious and start learning the history of your shit.
I was gonna say, because the thing is, man, like these other cultures, they know their goddamn history. We just be us don't know our history.
Yeah.
Like you go to rock or country, Shit, let you do a country interview and you don't talk about damn Garth Brooks or
they ain't gonna play. They ain't gonna
let your ass off. That's it. Dolly Parton or all them niggas. They gonna that's it over. Or black interviews, you don't talk about fucking Nirvana or whoever. Shit.
Yeah, hip hop. Motherfucker get on there, motherfucker. Now you got the young motherfucker coming to interview. They ask you about, what up? What about Big Daddy Kane or something like that? Who? Like, fuck, dude. Like, they worried about the ops and all this old crazy ass other shit in the industry. They ain't caring about the, you know what I'm saying? That's the smallest shit is what you keep you in the industry, because certain people look for certain shit in artists.
That should be disrespectful to me, because I just be like, man, like, if it wasn't for them, it wouldn't even be that. You wouldn't even be talking if it wasn't for them. So that's how I be looking like, man, you ain't gonna fit. I ain't finna let you disrespect these fools.
Right.
Like that. You don't even know you talking about Jay-Z, your favorite rapper, and you don't understand he birthed Jay-Z. But you talking about Jay-Z, your favorite rapper, like you don't even know your people's. Like that shit.
Right. But you gotta, that's why I'm saying you gotta know, and then, you know what I'm saying, because you never know when you gonna run up on like a nigga like Charlemagne, the guy who gonna tell you about yourself, shit like, you know what I'm saying. Certain motherfuckers gonna pick with you and press the buttons to make you fall. You know what I'm saying. Certain motherfuckers gonna get on your line and make you fall for real, and you gotta be prepared for that, because one move in the industry, man, that put your ass right back to the drawing board. Straight up.
All right, man. I want to say thank you for coming through Politickin Me. What would you like to say to your fans and supporters?
Man, I just want to say to my fans and supporters, man, we had a good 2 weeks, these last 2 weeks. I appreciate my fans and supporters. I dropped a video with T-Real, the Real Ones video, and the song out on all platforms right now. Go check that out, Real Ones, featuring T-Real. Right now, we streaming crazy. The video at 250,000 right now in less than 9 days. So we going good with the video. I'm set to drop my motherfucking next single called Bad Bad. Maybe in a month from now. You know what I'm saying? I got a big release party this weekend, this Saturday at Kiss Ultra Lounge with the T-Real video shoot, release party. And just be on the lookout, man, for new shit from me, my nigga. Like I'm one of the most realest niggas to get along with, because I'm accessible, you know what I'm saying, to the people. I ain't no cocky ass nigga. I ain't one of them people that act too Hollywood. I'm real and authentic, bro. And, you know what I'm saying? I just want all the people who don't know me to know that, and all my supporters and all my people stay down with me, and we gonna go to the top. That's how I'm looking at it.
All right, man. It was nice talking to you. We gotta do it again.
No, 100, bro. I appreciate you, dog.
You want to hit him with your social media again?
Yeah. Y'all just type in H1 DA Hook HOOK on all social media platforms. So that's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, all H1 the Hook, H1 DA HOOK, all separate, not one word. So space between the H1 space DA HOOK.
They gonna leave us with a hook right quick, man.
We'll leave on the hook. Okay. This some shit right now. Sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some, but you live to fight another day. To be a boss, you gotta pay just to play, or be a nigga that's out here fucked up. It's all in the way, yeah. Count my blessings, win or lose, but ain't no losses and no lessons. Take your take. Time is hard, but ain't no telling. Only God can judge me now, cause only God know my confessions, yeah.
Right. That's what's up right there. That's just smooth.
Bro, like, I draw inspiration from the streets, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's my shit. A little bit. Yeah. I'm hoarse a little bit, dog. I got my water right here, but they know what it is.